Hey guys, you can now support this show and make your life 50% better by going to patreon.com/thesystemIsDown and signing up for the Downers Club, where you're going to get access to a plethora of wild, crazy, and often offensive bonus audio and video episodes of the show on a weekly basis. For more information, just go to patreon.com/thesystemIsDown. The following is a Goulash Media production. goulashmedia.net.
Welcome to the System Is Down.
What's up, Downers? Welcome back to the least comfortable show on the web, The System Is Down, where we typically talk about all the uncomfortable topics like conspiracies, politics, and religion. I guess we talked about that a little bit in this discussion, but today is going to be a little bit different. I don't remember if I mentioned it on last week's episode or not, but all this past week I was out of town helping out at a local camp for abused and neglected foster children that I do every year, but I still wanted to make sure that I get you guys a nice juicy episode, something fun to listen to on your Monday morning commute to work, back to the daily grind. So I was recently a guest on the 29 Toes podcast, which is some friends of mine that are doing their own thing, and you may have heard me talk about them in the beginning of last week's episode. The 29 Toes podcast is actually a sponsor of this show, so you should definitely check them out even outside of this conversation, and if you like what you hear, go check them out. Go subscribe to their show. But I really enjoyed it. It was a fun conversation, one of the more fun interviews that I've done personally, like me being interviewed. Just because the show is basically just dudes talking about dude stuff. It's super chill and laid back, and I enjoy, just shooting the shit sometimes. And I say that, and it's not edited, as you can see. This episode is not going to be edited because it's guys drinking, talking about stuff. It can get vulgar and can get gross. It went in a whole bunch of different places, and I'm not going to go through and edit it. So if you take offense to the naughty words, then go ahead and skip this one because it's not for you, which is totally fine, and we'll see you next week with some more fun, comfortable conversations. But for everybody else, it's kind of a filler, I suppose, but not really, because I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the way it turned out. I thought they did a great job, and we had a lot of fun telling jokes and just being our fun, douchey selves. So yeah, this is partially because I needed something for this week, and partially because they're sponsors, and we've talked about it. They're happy that I'm putting it out, so I'm not stealing their content or anything, but it's also just because I think it's a really fun conversation. So we'll jump right into it here in a bit. As I said, they are sponsors of the show, the 29 Toes podcast, so go check them out anywhere podcasts are found, and listen to more of their episodes, and go join the Downers Club at patreon.com/thesystemIsDown and help support out the show. All right, that's all I'm going to say here at the top, because the rest speaks for itself. Enjoy some extremely weird and uncomfortable content. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get really weird.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 29 Toes podcast. I am Lucas, and I have 10 toes.
I'm Sean, and I also have 10 toes.
And I'm Tyler, and I have 9.
I am Dan, and they forced me to sever my toes for brand continuity.
And he spoke before spoken to. We're off on a good foot, people. Yes, we have Dan Smots here from the System Is Down podcast. You want to give everyone a rundown?
No,
That's
okay.
a podcast.
You can find it. I mean, if you're an adult and you can use Google, you can figure out.
Conspiracies, politics, religion. We talk about all the uncomfortable stuff that most people don't talk about. So
you talk about the stuff we make a point not to talk about.
Exactly. So we're gonna get real tonight.
Yes. And I could easily be a guest on your show, and
just gonna sneak that in there.
I think that was an invite.
I bring up stuff every once in a while, and Tyler and Sean go, "No, we said we weren't going to talk about that stuff." And
Literally 30 seconds after we say, "Remember, Lucas, this isn't a political podcast." 30 seconds later, let's get political.
So, how do you guys feel about Trump?
Trump?
Yeah,
just kidding.
Let's go. Let's go. Come on.
He's a president.
He definitely
But is he your president?
Well,
Hashtag your president.
I think by law, yes.
Hashtag me too.
You got raped?
Taxation is theft.
No. But I do have 13 reasons why.
Sean, that's sad. A girl killed herself.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why do we wear headphones when we're all in the same room talking to each other? It makes it feel more legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I feel like I'm doing something instead of just
Right.
talking to
Cool.
a few
I dig
dudes.
it. But you did have to buy that headphone amp just so that you guys could hear each other in the same room.
Yes.
That is very true. Maybe it was a huge waste of money.
It's all right.
It was
Feels
only
legit.
$400. It's fine.
Yes.
It's
I
all
thought it
good.
was 4,000.
Sorry, I missed a zero again.
We don't talk about the money we spent when our wives are in the room. Remember?
Yeah.
They don't know what's happening over here.
They don't even know about the podcast credit card.
Shh, shut the fuck up.
All right, so we have a guest. All right,
No
Dan.
way.
Dan,
What?
the uncomfortable man.
Yes, sir.
What is your favorite conspiracy?
Dun, dun, dun.
Why do you want to know? I'm gonna make this like the
Gonna-
most awkward interview ever. I'm gonna give you like one word answers to every
He's
single
gonna-
question.
He's going to answer your questions with a question.
That's right. I'm gonna interview you back.
I just want to know. I've been listening to The System Is Down a long time,
There
and
you
I
go.
get all of my conspiracy knowledge pretty much from you.
You're welcome.
Same here.
Favorite conspiracy? I have no idea.
How about like, is there a weirdest one that you kind of believe a little bit?
You know, I was gonna set a timer to see how long it took before you guys could force this topic
Instantly.
into existence because I know you know the
Instantly.
answer to it.
You didn't even have time to set the timer.
This is baited. Yeah, I just sat down. I'm like not even halfway through my first beer, and so I'm not going to say it. I'm going to say 9/11 just because I reject your forced conversation.
I could talk about 9/11. I don't know about these two, but there's some pretty crazy. I wouldn't say I 100% believe any of it, but if you look at
Why
some of
not?
the stuff that's online,
Why do you say you don't believe it? What would it take for you to believe, or are you just saying that because
A
it's
Disney
more
movie.
comfortable to say
Well,
I don't necessarily believe this?
I
but
would like to be a scientist and test the jet fuel theory myself. How it can't
Well, get on that.
How it couldn't melt the steel. If I was a scientist and I could test it, that would prove it to me that it was a conspiracy.
So you don't trust the sources.
Well, so you guys probably know nothing about this, but the beams
I
got
will-
melted in the Trade Center. The beams got melted,
Mm-hmm.
and jet fuel does not burn hot enough to melt a steel beam.
How hot does jet fuel burn?
Hot,
And how?
but not hot enough.
Okay, and what temperature does beams start melting?
It's not close. It's not close. There's quite the gap it takes to melt the
Well,
steel,
if
right?
if you can't even tell me my numbers, then how am I supposed to
I
believe
don't
you?
need to know the numbers. I read the articles.
have you ever
and I
seen a
watched
building
videos.
fall down? If it gets hit by a plane that was built to withstand the impact of a plane,
Was the
would that plane fly through the building, or would it like bounce off it if that's what they made it for? And after it hit it, would it fall straight down into its own footprint? Also, would a building that's across the block that didn't get hit also fall straight down
All right,
into its
that-
own
that-
footprint?
that one's a little fishy about the one that didn't get hit or anything, but
Not to mention the fact that they reported on it like 20 minutes before it happened.
oh, did they?
They did
See, well,
in I think on BBC.
BBC. Well, the Britons are dumb.
Well,
Maybe-
that's fair.
Maybe the Brits teamed up with Bush and they're both behind it.
The Brits are dumb. They're currently outlawing knives and
They're like-
cutlery,
Yes.
they?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Cannot carry knives.
including they have like this thing that's going around where it's like bring your kitchen knives in to have the points ground down so they're less dangerous.
What? Are
Your
they
kitchen
having-
knives, your freaking steak knives.
Are they having mass stabbings?
Yeah, that's like the drug turnovers that the police departments do.
Yeah.
Bring in your drugs.
Just give it to us and everything will be okay.
Tyler with the burp. Good job, bud. Oh, we have
There
a
it
guest
is.
burp. We have a Dan burp.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thank you. It's really what makes our show is just the burping.
Yeah, it's all about
I've noticed.
the burps.
I've noticed.
We do need to just cut all the burps from during the actual show, like I was
And
saying
I'll put
earlier.
them at the end.
And then at the end, it's just a minute of burping.
You should just bleep out the burps, like any profanity. Leave in all the cuss words, but bleep out the burps.
That would be great.
We'll bleep out the burps with cuss words.
Yeah.
You just have like a bank of like substitute cuss words to replace
Yeah.
the burps.
That'd be absolutely hilarious.
That would be. There you go, Luke. More work for you to do this week.
Hey, babe, can I get a vape? Dan's reminding me. I'm like, oh yeah, I really want that vape.
You know.
Well, my vape, I ran out of juicy juice, and I forgot to buy
so
some.
now he's got Big Red.
I smoked a cigarette last night, and it was really gross.
Right? You can't go back. I never really smoked before vaping, but I did like casually with friends and stuff, but I just can't even do it anymore because it tastes like burnt garbage.
Would you bum
Okay,
one
so-
off Tyler?
Yeah, I did. And I no, I got one.
This morning.
Yeah, this morning, but I got one from someone last night too. But they both were gross.
They should be.
So, if you weren't a smoker, I can never answer this question because I was a smoker. So, why do you vape if you weren't a smoker before?
Because it's delicious.
That's my answer too. Even though I was a smoker, why do you vape? Well, it tastes really good.
The same reason most people start smoking. They're like, this gives me a little bit of a buzz, and it looks cool. It's badass to be exhaling smoke like a dragon. And now we've got twice the, or like 5 times the amount of output as we did with cigarettes, and it tastes like freaking this is Christmas cookie. So, I can't really argue with that.
He's 6 months ahead of schedule. Holy crap.
Yeah.
It's like a mint Oreo kind of thing.
Man, that sounds good.
It's delicious.
I do want to get into some more serious stuff, but I think we'll
I
save
have-
that for a little while.
I do. No, I have one more conspiracy we can ask Dan about.
Oh, is that not serious?
No, this one's very serious.
No, I have the very serious one.
This is more serious.
No, it's not.
This is-
Mine's more serious, I
I'm-
guarantee you.
I'm probably mine's gonna win. So Dan, how do you feel about pineapple on pizza?
I
Whoa.
actually almost brought a pineapple pizza.
Oh, God.
And like orange Bud Light or something just to shake shit up around here.
See, this guy actually listened to the podcast. That's what you people should be doing. You should listen like Dan.
When you say you
You
people, it
pe-
doesn't
you're
mean they're
ta-
listening.
Wait,
You're just talking to me. I'm the only one listening.
Am I not allowed to say you people?
No, but if they're not listening, then they're not going to hear you say to listen.
Like he's
And
telling
if
me
they
I
are
should be
listening, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you people.
You're telling me I should be listening, but I am listening. I'm listening right now.
Yeah, I'm
Keep
real-
listening. Stop stopping.
Yeah.
I'm really an asshole, aren't I?
Si, senor.
I listen because nobody else puts out a podcast on Sunday, so got nothing better to do.
There you go.
So, yeah, we picked a good day.
Yeah,
That's
we
right.
planned that.
Yes, we totally planned that. So I might as well just bring it up.
Get it
Just
out.
do whatever.
Star Wars.
Hell yeah.
Okay, we can go. We'll go Star Wars
All right,
first.
we'll go
It's
Star Wars.
lighter.
I've got notes on Star Wars. I've got beef with you guys.
Oh, yes.
Oh, is it about a favorite character?
It's not. Well, it is, but it's not what you think. It's not Jar Jar. I don't care. You can like
It's
Jar
about
Jar. all
the
you want.
Millennium Falcon, isn't it?
Do you know why it's about the Millennium
Because you
Falcon?
don't like my opinions.
No, that's not why. It's because you're a frickin' what's the word?
Nazi.
Plagiarist?
Did I steal that from you?
No, he stole it from Cole from my podcast.
See? But it
Dang.
made
Cole
sense.
on the Star Wars episode, the Star Wars
Yeah,
Celebration
but-
episode that we did. Cole said, "You know what my frickin' favorite character is? It's the Millennium Falcon. You know, the Millennium Falcon's like when they unveiled him in episode 7, everybody clapped and it's like, oh my gosh, this is a character. You gave the exact same reasoning, the exact same answer to your own question that you set up.
You know what?
Seems like you need to
Yeah.
get your own material."
I do need to get my own material. I didn't even realize I did that.
You agree
I
with
honest-
it so hard.
No, I think I just subconsciously thought that
It clicked.
my ideas are awful and I will just steal everyone else's until I have a good one of myself someday.
Yep.
At least you
um,
can admit it, Tyler.
Yeah, no, I'll admit. I guess I plagiarized. Please don't sue me though.
You
I
were
don't-
also the one who brought up the like spin-off origin story movies, and in the same episode that you stole that from Cole,
I probably
I
stole your
said-
whole episode.
I said it'd be awesome to have a Yoda origin story.
Wait,
Guess
hold-
what your answer
hold-
to your question
No,
was?
hold on. You cannot be mad about that because
I
I've
can.
been
I wouldn't have been if you didn't steal the first one.
I have been wanting a
Tyler-
Yoda movie since I was like 8 years old.
No, I've heard
I will-
Tyler talk about this years ago.
Yeah,
have.
I will fight back on the Yoda one. The other one, yeah.
Tyler has a time machine.
Listen to it, went back, made it first. If anything, you guys probably heard
Really?
it in passing and stole
Did
it
you
from
kill
me.
Hitler while you're back
Yeah,
there?
you're
by
using
chance?
your
Did
time
anything
machine
good?
for Star Wars. You should have won killed baby Hitler, you asshole.
It does explain something because right before we started the podcast, Tyler was like, "Hey, my friend Dan does a podcast. We should do one too."
I didn't. You guys came to me to be on the podcast.
Not when I tell the story, I didn't.
On my show, we also have like when we do group discussions, we have which I brought it up, so this doesn't really count, but we always have like the amount of time before somebody brings up Hitler because he always comes up for some reason in a conversation about conspiracies or anything controversial like Star Wars, Yoda spinoffs.
Let's talk. I have another Star Wars topic
Love that segue.
that I heard Dan you were talking about. Maybe it was with your brother.
See, so now we're gonna plagiarize again.
No,
Well, I'm here now. It's fine.
this was a movie I want to see, and he straight up said, "No, screw that." The Boba Fett movie.
Okay.
I really want a Boba Fett movie, and
No.
Dan thinks Boba Fett's a little bitch.
I am really indifferent on a Boba Fett movie, and I think that the only reason they would do it is because he has this random hype that makes no sense at all.
Yeah,
He
I've
doesn't.
never understood it either.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
died
got a cool
in, like,
suit.
You guys get some nice armor.
He bought Han Solo from Darth Vader, and then he died in a pit. That's all we know about the guy.
Yes, and it got brought up that while he was in the pit, he could have used his rocket boosters to get out of the
Yeah,
pit.
he
and
could have used
didn't.
his rocket boosters to not fall in the pit too, but you know, throw logic out the window, I guess.
I just never understood it because from the original trilogy, everybody loved him so much, but he really never did anything cool. Like,
Nothing.
He just looked cool.
Exactly.
That's all it takes.
So
He's like the Phasma of the original Star Wars trilogy.
Right.
But she's not as cool even as he
she
is.
didn't do anything.
She did nothing. And they built her up to be this big character.
They did.
She did look badass, so that is all it takes.
Quiz question. Do you guys know which movie, what was the first Star Wars movie that Boba Fett was in?
wait, hold on. The first Star was it the Christmas special?
It was the Christmas special.
Tyler-
Well,
Tyler's
I was
gotta
thinking
go.
that too because that's when the toy came out too,
Yeah.
and then the toy that got recalled and actually never made it to market.
They have him as like a cartoon in the movie, and he's like riding on a dinosaur. That's where we got our beloved Boba Fett for the first time.
I have not seen the Christmas special.
I
and
haven't
I
seen
really
it.
need
It's
to
supposed
find
to
a way
be
to
really
watch
bad.
it. Well, yeah, like George Lucas made sure you could not watch it anywhere.
Yeah.
Really?
Thank you, Internet.
Is it on YouTube?
I'm sure it is.
I'm sure
It's,
you can find it.
you can find it.
Let's take a break. We got to watch this.
No,
Star
no,
Wars
we're not
Christmas
taking a
special.
break.
We're not taking a
What?
break.
Take a
Stop
2-hour
it.
break to watch Star Wars Christmas special. It is seriously like a trip on acid with like Star Wars characters in it, and they have like actual Han Solo and actual I think Han Solo's in it. Yeah, Solo, Luke, Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, all of them. Carrie Fisher's in it. Everybody's in it, and it is like the worst, the most atrocious direct-to-TV garbage I've ever seen.
I gotta watch it now because I love bad movies.
Mark
You
Hamill's a national treasure. Just for his his work as the Joker, as a voiceover.
He did that well.
You know what else he did well?
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah, he did. It's pretty okay.
Yep.
Fucking Tyler,
Jesus,
fucking
Cool,
phone
man.
going off.
My bad.
Your first time?
Yeah, why?
I think
I don't know how
I
to-
think my phone's dead.
I don't even know how to get my phone to turn. Oh, reject. Hold on. Silent.
New phone. Who dis?
This is a new phone. Just got it Friday,
Yeah,
Saturday.
what'd you get, Tyler?
Pixel 2.
XL?
Yeah.
Mistake. Because that's what I have, and I'm really fucking hating it. So.
Why? You loved it.
Where's that? I know nothing about these things.
Well, last night, so we had a party bus for my 30th birthday, and I go to plug in my, because there's no headphone jack. I plug in my dongle.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Plug in the dongle to play music, and the dongle's not working, so
Not a great word.
it's just dongle. So the music's just blasting out of my speakers, so my wife had to play music, and then the Bluetooth sucks.
Sweet.
It disconnects constantly, and every speaker I have it connected to ever.
Oh, that sucks.
And your wife has the same problem with her phone, so it'll happen to you eventually.
Yeah, probably.
You don't Bluetooth though.
I don't Bluetooth anything.
You're never in charge of the music.
No, because I have quote shitty music taste. End quote.
Why
Is
would
that a
anyone-
quote for quote Tyler? I have shitty music taste. And
I just quoted myself.
yes. Was the party bus 2 somewhere, or were you just cruising around in a party bus drinking?
We went from
Buffalo.
Davenport, we
Yeah.
went to Buffalo, back to Davenport,
The other side.
then
of
all the way to
Davenport.
Andalusia in Illinois, and then to Moline.
So,
So in
did you
fu-
stop anywhere, or did you just drive? That was the question.
So in 5 hours, we managed to stop at 4 bars.
Nice.
Got some quality bus time. No guy shirtless dancing this time.
So
Mm.
Wait, I didn't
Then
take
what's
my
the
shirt
point?
off?
no, I
You
don't
have
think
to ask.
anyone. I don't think anyone took shirts.
The
off
last
this
party
time.
bus, I think every guy took their shirt off and
Yeah.
was jumping around.
What
like
a
crazy
waste of a
people.
perfectly good party bus.
That's why I normally always take my shirt off. On a
Tyler,
party
I've
bus.
seen your dick on a party bus, so you did a backflip with a.
Do you mean
kilt on.
like him naked on a party bus, or like printed on the side of the bus?
So Tyler was wearing a kilt, and he does it traditional, so no undies.
Yeah, if you wear a skirt or if you wear undies, you're wearing a skirt. Not
Tyler
a kilt.
did a backflip on my bachelor party bus, and all his berries were hanging out.
So
No
if
hanging
I
fruit.
wear an actual skirt and wear no underwear under it, does that make it a kilt?
No, that's still a skirt.
Your logic is flawed.
Kilts have the weird kilts and skirts are different things, completely different.
Is it
I don't know.
the kilt buttons and buckles? Is that what makes it a kilt, not a skirt? It's
Well,
one
no,
long
because
piece of
it's
fabric?
one like rectangle piece of fabric. That's all a kilt is.
Yeah.
A skirt
So
is
it's like a skirt, only lazy.
yes. Well, a skirt is like a donut.
You got to pull a
Sure.
skirt on. You wrap a kilt around.
Yes.
Quote, a skirt is like a donut. Tyler Mills.
2018.
I like donuts.
You guys ready for the noise podcast?
Oh my
No,
god!
don't start
Fucking bullshit. I hate everything about you.
Dan's on it.
Oh, God.
So,
Dan, get that dick out of your mouth.
so Dan, something that I want your opinion on, and I think you'll have a good opinion for it.
It's gonna be Hitler.
It's not Hitler, actually. Lucas threw a birthday party for his dog, his first birthday, or her
Mhm.
first birthday.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
What is your opinion on throwing a dog a birthday party?
mm-hmm. It's a fair question. And
He's trying to decide where to start. He was like, well, first off, I hate dogs.
first off, fuck dogs. In a Q&A on my show, somebody asked, would you rather kill Hitler or kill all the dogs? And I said, giant dog holocaust.
Oh, no. I love dogs.
Reason being, obviously, because, Hitler, he did some bad stuff.
So bad.
Killed some Jews and whatnot. But he's dead now, and he was only allowed to be a tyrant for a given amount of time. Dogs are here to stay, and their reign of terror lives on. Kill the dogs.
Killed the dogs.
Dog fire.
Kill the dogs.
Yep.
That's really hurting you, isn't it, Lucas?
Yeah, it is. I love my dog.
He has like 5, but he loves this one.
Kills the Jews.
Yeah.
Too far?
No, it's not far enough.
No, he just-
Not far enough. How far do you want me to go?
Let me clarify. I'm not pro-killing Jews.
And you're not pro
Just throwing that
Hitler.
out there. I'm not pro-Hitler. No, I'm not pro-Hitler. I'm just very anti-dog.
How about cats?
Love cats.
What
have
the
3 of 'em.
fuck?
You want to know the problem with dogs? We really gonna okay. Yeah, the problem with dogs. You know why they call dogs man's best friend? It's because men think that men are very physical. They equate physical touch with love. So they're like beyond me. And if something's not humping their leg, they're like, it doesn't love me. So man's best friend, dogs. I like cats because they stay to themselves, and when they feel like loving, you have to earn their love. They're not whores like dogs are. They have to be convinced that you're a decent human being. They won't just be like, yeah, what do you want to do? I don't care. Kick me in the leg, and I will still love you and hump yours.
As much as I disagree with you, your logic makes sense. It's
Right?
sound. I do have cats.
I will convince you by the end of this podcast to not only get rid of, but murder all your dogs. That's my goal.
So there will not be a second birthday party for me. then.
No, we can celebrate his funeral and his anniversary of his funeral.
And don't men like things that are subservient to you? That's exactly a dog will do what you tell it to do.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Have you met?
Yeah, not a
But it
Sean's
usually
dog
doesn't.
listen. Yeah.
He listens. He's smart, but he's smart, but somehow he's still retarded. Like I don't know what his deal is.
He's smart
Oh, you
retarded.
just said
Yes.
you just said the R word.
Retarded.
Well,
There, now you're not alone.
Yeah.
This is going to be the episode
Retarded.
where our show generally is the show where no one will be offended by anything we say. This episode, we're throwing that out the fucking door.
Yeah,
Well, unless
fuck
you're
it.
The
offended by
show
cursing.
starts here.
If you're offended by cursing, then
This is
you're
the
not gonna
wrong
like
place
our
for
show.
you.
I think if they're not offended by stories of strawberry milk,
Yeah.
Oh God!
No,
then
Tyler-
the R word should be fine.
That is so. I'm so glad you brought that up. We were just talking about how disgusting and gross it was that I said that, and Dan brought up the strawberry milk.
For some reason, it sticks out in my mind.
No,
Well, I'll tell you, I cut it from this most recent episode that we posted, but I was saying how we're gonna find when Brittany's pregnant, We'll go up to Tyler's bedroom and he's gonna have razor blades on the bedside stand because he's trying that strawberry milk.
Or maybe he's trying to cut himself to get away from the noise of the baby.
Yeah.
Just a thought. Just,
Dan
your mind
is
open.
a father, everyone. He's not
I am a
anti-child.
father too. No, not.
And
not
on the record,
entirely.
Tyler and I were both really disgusted about the strawberry milk thing. So you're not alone.
That's good. That's
People
good.
who
There's
are-
hope for this show yet.
Yeah.
Open my beer.
I would
You
love.
want the spotted cow?
Oh, that'll work. We don't have to get quiet. Just
Oh,
go.
yeah, we don't.
He's opening a beer, guys.
We.
Oh, that
that
was a
was
good
nice.
noise.
All right, I actually like that noise. That was a cool noise.
Where are the playing cards at?
No.
Oh yeah, the fart cards.
Yeah. We are children.
So, good job, Ty.
Before we
So-
get into anything too serious, I have some questions for you guys.
Wait, what?
Are you going to interview
Wait,
us?
what?
Interview us on our own podcast? I like
Yeah,
it. Go
yeah.
for it.
We're gonna-
This isn't an interview. I refuse to be interviewed. This is a conversation. But my main question is, how would you describe your podcast?
The drunken uncle.
yes.
Like the drunken uncle from Saturday Night Live sketches. I would say the topics, if we even talk about a topic, they're very light,
Mm-hmm.
and we just try to have fun, and pretty much it's a stream of consciousness thing.
Yeah, we just pretty much find topics and then drop our retarded sense of humor onto it.
Again with the R word, Sean. We're going to lose the listeners.
Don't be a retard,
trust me,
Sean.
we're not.
And we try to be very unoffensive, which is hard for us, believe me.
It's hard for retards. All right. So if your podcast was a movie, what would the tagline be to get people to go see that movie?
Oh man, this is. Hold on.
So our website, and
We have a website.
yes, we have a
Legit.
website, and I saw it.
How
on
come we have
your-
never plugged our website?
Yeah.
I've seen it on your page and in your descriptions, but I did not copy you.
Oh,
I was not plagiarizing, but
Sure. You're
as
gonna
our
out yourself. I haven't even looked at your website. I don't even know.
as our banner, I put "Let's get weird,"
Fuck you.
and I'm like,
Uh,
"Damn it, Dan! Dan's gonna think I fucking
Oh,
took
you
that
did it-
from him."
I thought you did take that from him, and I was
No.
like, because we were talking about getting koozies, and you're like, on the other side, we'll put "Let's get weird," and I was like, no, I don't think we should do that.
But let's get weird. Then put tsidpod.com underneath it, and then
Yeah.
put your name on the other side of it.
I would
in
say
quotation marks, Lucas Riley.
for me, I would say the tagline would be "Let's get weird."
Mm.
I don't know that we get weird.
I get weird.
Let's get gross.
Let's get gross. Yeah,
Get
gross and weird are different things. Lucas, wake up.
Yeah, because last week's podcast with the sex position guessing game, that is kind of gross.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
It was fun though.
I won.
Tyler won,
Tyler
so
did
who's
win.
really gross?
All right. If you guys can't come up with anything, I've got a
Wait.
few tagline ideas for
Let's hear it.
Wait,
Oh,
wait,
go
hold
ahead,
on. Let me
Tyler.
let me
Tyler
let
and
me,
Sean
let me
come
try
up
to
with
think
them.
of something real fast.
Okay.
All right, off the top of my head, 3 guys,
you. I'm bored.
27 beers,
Or like maybe
one
what-
blackout night.
maybe
Not The Hangover, but kind of close, but not really.
or maybe just what's
Catchy.
maybe just what's happening. 'Cause
That's awful.
29 toes, sobriety optional.
All right. Here are my ideas. Let me know. And this is the last thing I have here. I'm not gonna take over this episode or anything because this is my show, but just wanted to give you guys some suggestions, and feel free to use any of these if you want them.
Are we gonna get hit with plagiarism?
No, you've already done that enough.
Cue the lawsuit.
All right. First one. 29 toes. The most interesting thing about us is our toes. 29 toes. Our wives are better at this.
That's a good one.
29 toes. At least our audio quality is okay. 29 toes. Stay in school. 29 toes. Cohesive thoughts be damned.
Jesus Christ.
29 toes. This is your brain on drugs. 29 toes. It gets worse. 29 toes. I think we're a movie podcast, but I'm not sure. 29 toes. Shut up, brain. I'm talking here. 29 toes. Mental illness is a laughing matter. 29 toes. I can make fart noises with my mouth and armpits. 29 toes. It's the alcohol talking. 29 toes. Mental malpractice. 29 toes. When you've run out of podcasts to listen to. 29 toes. The worst part of your Sunday hangover. 29 toes. The junior high school of sound.
That's true.
29 toes. It's a good thing we're already married. 29 toes. The best joke is Tyler's laugh.
Yeah.
That's true.
Can't laugh at that one, can you, Tyler? And the last one, 29 toes. It starts to get good around episode 12.
I'm looking
Thank
for
you.
the cameras with Comedy Central. I think we just got roasted.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, you need to be a roast master. That was
Yes.
great.
That's all I've got.
Oh, my face
Dan's
hurts.
our official roast
My
master.
face hurts.
Thank you. I'll be here all hour.
It'll be a good hour.
Okay, let's talk about Bigfoot.
We're doing Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Dan,
Bigfoot.
opinions on Bigfoot.
We all know Tyler here is a huge Bigfoot supporter,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and he believes 100%.
Yes.
There's lots of Bigfoot memorabilia at his house.
I was at Toys R Us before I came here. That's why I was late. I'm going to be honest. Because they've got a 40 to 60% off discount liquidation sale.
Was there an Animal Planet Bigfoot?
There was an Animal Planet Bigfoot. Did you
Yeah,
already have
Lucas,
it?
Lucas just bought that for me.
I almost bought it. And then I saw all the lines to check out, and I put everything down that I had. I was like, none of this is worth it.
Yeah, I may have showed up here with a Bigfoot for Tyler.
Nice.
yesterday.
Today? Or
Yesterday.
Nice.
Is Toys R Us a madhouse? I imagine it's just.
Oh, I'm
crazy.
sure on the weekend it's nuts. I usually go like on a Wednesday.
You know how dingy and worthless Toys R Us was like a couple months ago? It's
Yeah.
worse now.
Okay.
Imagine it. Imagine the same thing, like a crime scene, but without all the toys. So just a crime scene.
Did you go to Moline?
Yeah,
Ooh, yeah.
yeah. That one was always pretty.
That one was
dank.
always rough. Yeah.
I don't remember the last time that I went to Toys R Us, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I don't either.
Oh, wait, yeah, I do. I bought my nephew's Christmas gifts 2 years ago, and I bought myself a Nerf gun because I'm an adult.
Yeah, there were people with like carts piled like 3 feet above the top of it with toys because everything's so cheap. I'm like, no, my kids can wait. I'm not
Is it-
waiting in this line for you.
Oh, you were going for? I just figured you were going for yourself.
I mostly was.
But.
The thought crossed my mind while I was there. Hey, maybe I should get something for my kids.
Toys R Us is that place unless you have kids. When you do go there, it's weird because you're like, this is for a nephew, I swear. And you put it in your cart and then you check out and
Yeah,
Well, I walk through the Star Wars aisle and check out or get stuff, and nobody is going to believe me if I said this was for my kids, especially with Star Wars tattoos on my arms. No shame.
You know, I have no shame. I was there and I bought a bunch of stuff, and they said, "Oh, you doing Christmas shopping?" I was like, "No, I'm shopping for myself.
No, I just want to go home and play with these toys. Shut up.
I like Legos. Leave me alone."
I did almost buy Star Wars Battlefront 2 was like 60% off. Is it worth it? Anybody play it?
I have a strict EA ban going for the last 2 years.
I've heard some bad things lately.
It had a lot of problems when it came out, but apparently they're supposed to have fixed them all now.
well, it was the pay to
Oh,
play
yeah.
thing where if you wanted to be good at
Yeah.
it,
You had to
you had
pay.
to pay them, and then they okay, we'll cut that out, and then they secretly added it back in a month or two ago. Also,
This whole idea of like beta testing games for $80 when they release it is just like I'm not even like a huge gamer, but it's like you put something out, it should be done. If you're going to charge $80 for it, sure, you might be able to upgrade it later, but I'm sure a lot of people are just like, I want to get this, and they don't look into like your passive gamer probably doesn't look into when there's updates and go in and update everything, so they just got a shitty game for $80.
Yeah,
that's what they do now. Now it's,
Do your job. That's all I ask.
Spend $60.
That's why I'm on my EA ban, because they're the ones that are the worst for it. They literally said in an interview that if they don't put DLC or loot boxes in, they feel like they're missing an opportunity to get money out of the gamers.
Well, obviously. Why else would they do it?
No, do it for the love of the game.
It's not a service to gamers. They're not making content to
Like
complete
the-
their game afterwards.
The
Just
people
like-
who made Witcher 3, they put out all of the DLC for the game afterwards, completely free. You didn't
Free,
have to
yeah.
pay for any of
If
it.
EA can't figure out how to put out a game, being the giant corporation that they are, just have them do a Kickstarter for the next one and say, hey, we'll pay for it up front, but you have to finish it this time before you put it out.
and they're aligned with the NFL and Disney and the NBA and NHL. They're not going anywhere. So
Yeah.
it's not.
If we all ban their game
Good
or
luck with that.
Boycott.
boycott their games, then it'll work.
Do they have like exclusive rights to Star Wars games or what?
I think
I
so.
believe
Because how
so.
is there not
Oh,
more
there's
Star Wars
another
games
Star
right
Wars
now?
game coming out. It's done by somebody else. I do not remember who right now, but it's in the works now. Like Jedi:
What?
The Last Order.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well, I thought
Potentially.
EA did. That's why these games, even though they're not great, they keep coming out because if you don't use that property in a certain amount of time,
Right.
it goes up for sale.
Well, I think I think EA bought the rights to Battlefront.
Because it was the biggest name.
Yes,
Star Wars stuff.
because I mean, when Battlefront came out on the PS2, it was absolutely amazing.
Played Battlefront on the PSP. Remember the PSP?
I do remember PSPs.
PlayStation Portable?
I was never rich enough to have one, but
Me neither.
Well, I was a spoiled little bitch, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great game.
was it?
Oh, yeah, you don't know. Sorry.
It is EA making that game. It's Respawn though, the guys who did Titanfall.
Titanfall's not good either.
Are you kidding me?
Titanfall was great.
I will fucking fight you right now.
Do it. I got a broken finger.
Titanfall,
No, his hand hurts, Tyler. So.
especially Titanfall 2, that is a great game.
I can't ever trust your opinion on video games because you think Kingdom Hearts sucks.
Well,
Kingdom Hearts sucks. Just kidding. I've never played it. I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a huge gamer. I have a PS4 now, but before that, I had a 360 that I got for $60 on eBay, like long after it came out. I haven't had a new system before this. I don't think ever in my life, because I don't play that often. But Resident Evil 7, worth it. Worth it.
I don't play scary games. I don't watch scary movies.
I can't watch.
I don't
scary
believe you.
stuff.
No, I legitimately don't do it. And
You have like horror tattoos all over you.
yeah, I know. But I don't like being scared, and they will scare me, and I don't care if I sound like a little bitch, because I do. I don't want to be scared. I'd rather go see a comedy and laugh.
He's saying this in a skirt.
It's a kilt.
Shaped like a donut.
Yeah, it's a rectangle, not a donut. It's a kilt.
Does anybody else have an issue with Nintendo trying too hard lately?
No.
I mean, I haven't played the Switch, but like Wii and all this stuff where it's like, let's change the controller and make it obscure and something that you have to dance to play the frickin' game. I just give me the PS controller. Just give me the N64 controller even.
Oh, the N64.
I
Well, I think the Switch is doing great. I mean, they did come out with normal controllers. If you want to buy a normal controller, you don't have to use their weird Joy-Cons, but
yeah.
I think
The fucking Joy-Cons are $80. That's fucking crazy.
Yep.
Sorry.
They're probably the easiest controller to break out of all the controllers out there, just because you literally throw your arms around while holding it. Well, it's strapped to
It's
your wrist
$80.
gently.
$80 because it has HD Rumble.
It
The fuck is HD Rumble?
Is
rumbles in 360.
it vibrates high definition.
Is Nintendo any is it good for anything other than kids games these days? Because
No.
that's the only thing
yes,
I see.
They
But
released,
I
yes.
play kids games.
I did not like the Zelda games. So.
I didn't either. And
I enjoyed it, but they released Doom, which was a game from 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Which even all the big, like IGN and that say, of course, it doesn't look as good as it did on PS4 and Xbox One, but for a Switch game where you can take it and play it wherever you want,
And that's
It's
where they're
pretty
big
good.
at, is you can just take that wherever you want and play.
yes, they released a new Game Boy. That's what they did.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
took the Wii and smashed it into a Game Boy
Yes.
and said, here's something new.
Now
and
with
their
color.
graphics are still
Now-
fucking 4 years behind.
And
Are
it
you
probably
kidding
cost
me?
just as much as an N64 and
Oh,
a Game Boy too, right?
First off,
Yeah.
the Switch is currently playing games at 60 frames per second at full 1080i.
Nerd.
So
Who
they are
cares?
actually doing
Can you see
better.
the difference?
60
On that
Can
frames.
you
small-
see your cartoon characters on high res? Wow. Wow, that's cool.
Mario is so round.
You guys just aren't into the indie games.
Now you can see Mario's sweat dripping down his face when he jumps too high.
Yeah, I don't need to see Mario's fucking pores.
Or his nipples.
What?
Why? Whoa, whoa,
Oh,
whoa.
in
Why'd
that
you have to go
Mario,
there, Sean?
in that Mario,
Go
that
take
new
a
Mario
nap.
game, he's running around in swim trunks in one level, and he
Has
doesn't have a
nipples?
shirt on. He has no nipples, and they secretly added the nipples later.
Why?
I don't
Were they
know.
getting scrutiny
I
for
don't know.
like nipple hate or something?
It was Nipplegate.
Nipplegate.
Free the nipple.
Yeah. Mario
Yeah.
nipples.
Mario nipples.
We would talk about that on this podcast.
Hey, we completely skipped over Bigfoot.
Yeah, Toys R Us derailed us.
Yeah, let's get. So, Dan, do you believe there is a Bigfoot?
I have no reason to or not to believe it. I don't
Okay.
think it matters that much personally.
Tyler,
man.
I
you
think
go.
it's an interesting topic, but it's like maybe it's out there. There might also be a guy out there with 3 legs. It doesn't really concern me at all.
I know Dan's up to this challenge. Tyler,
what's
you
the
argue
challenge?
for Bigfoot, and I want Dan to argue
Yeah,
against.
I'm like I said, I don't not believe it, but I will play devil's advocate and take the hard anti-Bigfoot stance.
Point
Just
I
for
will-
counterpoint.
the sake
See,
of the
but
podcast.
The
This will be
thing
fun.
is I'm not good at Bigfoot arguments because I will get mad.
Good.
All right, let's do it.
No, we
Let's do
want you to get mad.
Let's get
Okay.
Wolf.
Point counterpoint. Tyler, go.
Point. Hundreds of sightings every year
By who?
by hunters.
Yeah, but they're
hikers.
like hilljacks. They're like hillbilly dummies.
So
Probably their mother-in-law.
But-
Again, devil's advocate here. I'm just gonna be a douchebag for the fun of it. No offense to hillbillies. I mean, I guess I shouldn't use that word, the H word. You guys' turn.
But these are people that spend their whole lives in the woods, even if they're not intelligent hillbillies. They spend their whole lives out here.
That's
they
the
know
problem.
they know how to track. They know the woods better than anyone else,
hmm
and they're seeing these things. They are seeing. They are seeing tracks, scat.
Define scat.
Scat.
Scat is poop.
Oh, thank
Shit.
you. Thank you.
So wait, I'm gonna take Dan's spot here and say, okay, so
Fuck you.
if these are the best hunters and trackers that we
Why
have,
can't they
why can't
find
they
'em?
find them or catch them?
Why can't they track them?
He's a smart motherfucker.
Why
Because-
can't they track them? That's a good point, Sean.
Yeah.
Thank you for sticking around.
Because if it is what a lot of people believe, well, there's 2 ways to go about it. All right, we'll go 2 ways. One, some people think it's spiritual. Okay. Number 2,
Wait,
Wait,
what?
no, explain
You
that.
can't just gloss
Yeah,
over that. Bigfoot is like an angel?
Explain,
Yes.
explain that it's
What?
spiritual.
They think
That is
that-
not what I
What
pictured
kind
when I thought of
hillbilly
angels.
crystal meth are
No,
they doing?
No, this is-
explain that before you go any further.
okay. So this one goes back to Native Americans. The wild man was the spirit of the forest, and that's why you could never track where it lived because it would literally, like, it wasn't real. Well, sorry, it's like
Oh, case closed.
So Bigfoot. So
Debunked.
So
Hashtag
Big-
it
debunked.
wasn't a like flesh and blood. Like it was. It would go in and out of like existence. Like
so it's on another plane.
yes,
So it's a demon.
So Bigfoot's like the fucking
It's-
Wendigo.
it could be.
That seems like a really easy cop-out answer.
It's from
You
the
can't
native,
find Bigfoot because he's only there when he wants to be there.
same
Just
reason
like
why
God.
people believe in God.
Sure, but I'm not praying to Bigfoot.
The Native Americans were. First off, it's
Seems a little racist.
why I'm not saying Indians.
Well, because it wasn't called America, so I'm
The-
kidding.
the
I
ins-
don't care. They're Indians.
They're
I-
indigenous of North America.
Everything is racist. So say what you want. Go on.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's racist unless it's about a white person, and it can't be racist.
Oh, shut up, cracker. It's your white privilege talking.
Hey, remember when Lucas just
Yes.
figured out last week
Yes, last
that
weekend.
monkey was a racial slur?
Yeah.
No, can't use that word, Tyler. Sensitive.
I love monkeys.
But back to Bigfoot. So they believe that it was
Give
like.
us another argument besides, well, he can be seen if he wants to.
Well,
be
I
seen.
was.
That
was
evidence
just-
other than some guys saw him.
Native
evidence of-
Americans believe in him.
First off, there is DNA evidence that has been
Oh,
collected
God.
in the United States of a ape that is not identified. But since we don't have a body, people just gloss over that like it doesn't exist.
So is there one Bigfoot or are there multiple Bigfoots?
In the North America, there's
Big feet.
roughly
Big feet.
Yes.
they're assuming
Big
anywhere
toes.
from 5,000 to 15,000.
Oh my fucking
What?
god! Tyler knows stats.
Have you read the articles that are his bar?
So, do these DNA results, do they like test in the same species
Yes.
as each other? Or
Yeah,
is it
they-
just like, here's some things that don't make sense, here's some things that don't make sense, so Bigfoot.
No, they have multiple ones, but again, it's
Who's this they?
the infamous they.
It's the quote unquote they.
Right?
That's always a good argument. Just say, well, they said.
Experts say that Bigfoot exists. Case
9 out of
closed.
10.
I'm pretty
Ah.
sure Tyler's a fucking Bigfoot expert. if
I
I'm
am not
wrong.
a Bigfoot expert. There's
Well-
actually a professor at a college. I can't remember what college or his name. So this is going to sound really vague.
Yeah.
But he
Does.
has like 20,000 Bigfoot foot castings, and like he's considered like the go-to guy. He's written like 8 books.
You gotta at least know what the college is so we can determine if it's like
It's probably
if it's like some backwoods college.
It's
like-
DeVry.
Scott Community.
it's like he started his own university based off of Bigfoot, and it's like I have a degree, so I'm a professor.
Yeah, BFU, Bigfoot University.
It's actually Bigfoot. The professor is Bigfoot. That's how he makes all his
he
money.
just shaves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, how is their sightings dating back to the 1400s?
You tell me.
Leif Erikson, when he got over to America, literally wrote in his journal about seeing Bigfoot.
Did he say Bigfoot?
He said a 8-foot tall, large man completely covered in hair that smells awful.
Wow.
How do you get close enough to smell him?
Bigfoot have an awful odor. Like their nickname is the skunk ape.
I did not know that one.
Cool.
I think that's
Learned
racist.
something new
I
today.
think that's racist.
Skunk ape. Is it racist against apes or skunks or Bigfoot?
But, yeah.
Yeah.
What? You tell me why you don't believe then.
I'm not gonna tell you I don't.
They would have caught the asshole by now.
If it was another ape that was evolving alongside mankind, if you believe in evolution,
If you're an atheist bigot.
Yeah.
but then if it was evolving at the same rate, that means that these could be highly intelligent creatures that don't want to be found. If they have the same intelligence as a human, but they want to stay in the woods and they've been there for thousands of years.
I don't want to be found, but people keep finding me.
Yeah,
Um,
that's my argument as well. I could try to hide real hard and people would find me.
You know, we're
Yes.
we're told that this country is overpopulated and like we're so full that we couldn't possibly fit in more people, but for some reason 15,000
Bigfoot.
big feet
Oh, I did
you
not
can't
say.
find.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I thought I said North America, not the United States of America. We got Canada too.
Oh
Who
gosh.
cares
so what?
about Canada?
Are they mostly in Canada?
Yeah,
Oh boy.
Of course they are.
Canada's
that,
barely.
that makes this story much easier.
Oh my! All right. So besides,
Just so you know, the person I'm being right now, this character is the person that I hate when having these discussions. So please continue.
The top states in the United States that see Bigfoot are Oregon and Washington because of the forests are so
Pacific
dense,
Northwest, yes.
Yep. and that's where they would migrate up and down. For some weird reason, I don't understand this one. The number 3 state for Bigfoot sightings is actually Ohio.
What?
All right.
Maybe they live under the Great Lakes.
Where we live is a dead zone.
Take a real good
So-
Hmm.
You're not going to
So
see
we
a
killed them all
Bigfoot.
here?
Yeah, I think the last Bigfoot sighting in the Quad Cities was in like the 20s.
So we don't have any
So
luck of going
Bigfoot-
to Wisconsin.
Have any of them
Finding
ever
Bigfoot?
died?
Has a Bigfoot died? Yes.
Have we found it?
No.
Then how do we know it died?
Things don't live forever, Dan. Hate to break it to
Right.
you.
Also, Bigfoot doesn't exist.
No, he does
I mean,
exist.
we can all throw out these
Um,
crazy accusations that things don't live forever, but you said it's a demon or an angel a second ago.
I said some people believe that, but it's the same thing about trying to find a wolf skeleton in a forest. In a deeply vegetated forest, even the skeleton is going to be gone in 3 months, just completely gone. And if they're as deep as people think they are, like into the woods, if they died, and if they're intelligent, they might be burying them.
3 months sounds fast.
It is fast.
I mean, it sounds
That's a,
A
lot
little
of
made up.
body.
I mean, in the middle of a desert, yes, 3 months, shit's gonna be gone. I don't know about where it's nice and
Right.
moist in the forest.
Right.
That's
That's a lot of body to decompose.
all right. Fine, I'm wrong.
fine. Bigfoot doesn't exist.
So Tyler, do you think that big feet, big feet, so
Sasquatches.
do you think they're like living out in these vast like underground caverns, and that's why they haven't been
No.
found?
Sasquatch is or Sasquatch I?
Sasquatch is.
All right, fine. Continue.
No, I think that they are mostly nocturnal, so they travel at night. when they're sleeping during the day, they travel in packs and they have scouts watching over everybody.
Oh my god.
With rifles
Nope.
and cute little uniforms.
And well, I mean, their fur is such a good camouflage that it's hard to see a Bigfoot
If they're hiding amongst fur
or leaves
or mostly fur
or a tree.
a fir tree.
I would believe something in the water way more because it's said that we haven't even discovered
Do you know when we
90%
discovered?
of the
Do
ocean.
you know
That-
when we discovered mountain gorillas? Do you know when mountain gorillas were discovered?
Probably 2 weeks
80?
ago.
The 80s?
I like when
It was
people.
like 1960. We didn't know an entire gorilla species. They were like Bigfoot in Africa.
I like when people talk about the percentage of species that we have yet to discover.
Yeah.
It's like explain that for 1 second, please. So you know for a fact that we have not discovered anything. There's nothing that you can know for a fact that we haven't discovered.
You know, like
That's true.
they said, like out of the probably hundreds of thousands of bug species that we know, they're like, well, there's at least another 80% that we haven't even classified
Yeah.
yet.
What makes you think that? That doesn't sound like science to me.
No,
but
that's what the scientists say. So, but what makes you think you haven't found the other 80%?
How do you
Right,
get those
Because they're
numbers?
hiding on Bigfoot.
Like, well, we just haven't found them. We know they're out there. How do you know they're out there somewhere?
I know Bigfoot's out there.
do you believe it in your heart?
Oh, I do.
Do you accept Bigfoot as your personal
Savior.
No.
Yeti?
Yeah.
No.
Personal
Oh my
Yeti.
god, a Yeti is completely different.
Oh
from
my
a
God.
Bigfoot.
I'm trying to help here.
Okay,
trying
so
to not
what's,
be a
what's a
douche.
Yeti?
A Yeti lives in the Himalayas. Also, Yetis are not white. I don't know why people think they're white. Yetis are not white.
Oh,
They're
they're
Every
brown
Yeti
also.
that I've ever seen was white.
Yep.
Yeah.
in movies.
Defute
King
that.
James,
Or
yeah.
refute that. That's a word.
In movies.
Okay.
They're-
All the Yetis that I've seen are white.
Have you seen one in real life?
Have you?
Yes.
Where?
At the zoo. It was called a gorilla.
Oh boy.
Okay. I
So-
believe in gorillas. Gorillas are 100% true. Continue.
There have been people from small towns in the Himalayas that have come over to see like their children are working in the United States, and they've come to zoos, and when they see a gorilla in the pen, they point and they start going Yeti, 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 Yeti.
Is that their word for gorilla?
It probably is, but there's no
All right.
gorillas where they live, so it would be.
Do they have the internet?
In the Himalayas? Probably not. I don't think they have anything. I don't even think they have houses.
So you think it's more likely? Well, you just said that a gorilla is dark, so a Yeti is dark, and they say that that's that, but they don't know what a gorilla is, but they know what a Yeti is. You think that it's more likely that they know what a Yeti is than a gorilla?
Yeah, no, they see the gorilla and they think it's a Yeti.
Right.
Yes.
So you think that it's more likely that they
No, what
over
a-
there have seen a
A
Yeti,
Yeti.
than a gorilla?
Yes.
What makes you think it's not a gorilla?
Why isn't it just a different species of a gorilla?
Why isn't it? Because it isn't. I don't know.
There's like
this is your argument.
there's like 20 different species of gorillas alone.
Sure.
Gorillas aren't fucking 7 feet tall and walk on 2 legs.
Maybe one that's evolved
This is
has.
getting confusing.
Oh gosh.
Hey, we're in deep now. Man.
I'm gonna call Tyler a fucking Yeti then, because he's fucking 7 foot tall and he walks on 2
He's
legs.
covered
Good,
in hair.
good, because Yetis are actually smaller than Sasquatches,
Oh fucking Christ!
Have you seen them
and
stand
in
side by side?
Africa there's the Yamans.
What the fuck is a
Just
yaman?
made that
Sounds
up.
like a more spiritual Yeti.
It is a more spiritual Yeti. Again, the indigenous people of Africa think of it as a spirit.
Still, I'm going to go back to it. So these people in where? Where'd you say it was?
The Himalayas?
The Himalayas. They don't have books or
Nope.
internet.
No,
Nothing.
no, they live in shacks.
So they've never seen a book before,
Probably
but
not.
they made it over to the United States somehow.
Yeah, because they sent their smart little. Have you ever met an Indian guy? They're super smart.
Well, how'd they get
That's
super
why they're
smart
all
without
doctors.
books or internet or anything?
Indian, as in dot, not feather.
Yes,
How did they get super smart?
genetics.
Well, so either they all are because of genetics.
Yep, they all are.
Okay, so there's one kid who got smart because of genetics, without books, without internet, without any sort of education. Just
yes.
got smart because of genetics from his family that
Yeah, his
were also
parents-
super
His
smart.
parents sent him to the city at a young age.
So
and just
maybe-
left him there.
So maybe
So he's Mowgli
they're
from the
so
Jungle Book.
smart
Pretty much.
that they figured out a way to find out this is crazy outlandish theory here. Maybe they figured out a way to find out what a gorilla looks like. I know that's crazy. And they called it a Yeti because that's their word for gorilla. I can't confirm that, but I'm going to stick with it. And so they come over here and they're like, gorilla. And then all the Bigfoot guys are like, oh my gosh, Bigfoot's real. There's Yetis over there because they know what a gorilla is. And they said gorilla when they saw it.
Well, but there's no gorillas in the Himalayas.
There's no Bigfoot in the Himalayas either.
No,
you
there's
can
not.
say
There's a
you can
Yeti.
say-
There's a Yeti, not a Bigfoot.
Okay, you can say there's no gorillas
Yes,
based on what?
there's no gorillas.
With that,
But I can much
No.
easier say there's no
All right,
Yetis in the
All right,
Himalayas
fine,
and there's
fine.
no gorillas in
There's
the
a
Himalayas.
new species of gorillas that is 7 foot tall that only walks on 2 legs that is also found in North America and the Himalayas.
how did it get from one place to the other?
Pangea.
I was gonna say Pangea.
They're good swimmers.
There was a land bridge at one point, right? Okay.
Gigantothropus. Gigantothropus.
Yeah,
His mom's got a
The giant.
gigantothropus.
The 8 foot tall bipedal ape that used to live beside humans.
The giant orangutan.
Isn't it Gigantothropus?
It might be.
Yeah.
That's big words.
I
a
hope
giant
not, because I
orangutan.
hope I don't know more about Bigfoot than you do.
You know one word.
It's all good. I enjoy it. I enjoy looking into it. I have no problem if it's true or if it's not. I hope it is because it makes our world more interesting.
See?
But I also
He
enjoy
believes.
debating things. So.
Nope, he wins. I win.
Tyler, you just played my game.
Well, Tyler, you wanna take us out here?
The end.
This is your buddy over here.
This is all right, Dan. Just plug yourself.
Things
Good
are
thing
about to
this-
get weird.
I'm glad this is not a family show.
All right, I will attempt to plug myself. If you like talking about uncomfortable topics, if you like debates and talking about anti-politically correct things that make people uncomfortable, and doing so in like fun, lighthearted, not douchebag ways, not calling names, not shouting in people's faces like everything on Facebook, then go listen to The System Is Down, where we talk about things like conspiracies, politics, and religion, and all the things that your family prays don't bring up around the Thanksgiving dinner table. You can find it at tsidpod.com, and you can sign up for our Downers Club at patreon.com/The System Is Down, which everybody of this quote-unquote podcast, they are supporters of, and Tyler is actually the highest supporting member at the moment. So if somebody wants to beat him, I highly welcome it. And you can get a bunch of bonus stuff, and that's it for my plugs. tsidpod.com. Have some fun.
Yet Tyler hasn't listened to the newest stuff that me and Luke have.
Cool, Tyler.
Well,
I would rather he pay than you guys.
I'd rather take the money too. Well, Dan, thank you for being on this episode.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for having
He
me.
might be on the next one. We're gonna see here.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Which Twitter for us is dead, but whatever.
They also have a website, I hear.
Yeah, but the URL is not anything related to 29 Toads. It's a bunch of letters and numbers.
Strawberrymilk.com.
Yeah, strawberrymilk.com. Find us on Facebook and Instagram at 29 Toes Podcast, everybody. And I hope you enjoyed this and
Don't forget to have them
Have a beautiful time.
do the subscribe thing on
yes,
Apple and
subscribe on Apple Podcast and Google Play Music. Even though it's hard to find on Google Play, but whatever.
They're there somewhere.
Find it. We post links on our Facebook every time we release an episode too. So, thanks for listening, guys. Have a nice week.
have a beautiful time.
The end.
God, I gotta pee.
This has been a Goulash Media production. goulashmedia.net.
This concludes our broadcast day. Click.